We're here. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon to a lot of people in other places. Wow, there's some people here already. All right. Yeah, good evening for everybody in Europe. I just saw on Twitter somebody was like, it's weird that it's Sunday morning coffee because it's like afternoon tea time over there. I get it. It's 11 a.m. here. It might be a little late for coffee here too, to be honest, but that's all right. There you go. It's beer o'clock. Whatever time it is in the world. Warner, what's up, dude? Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I felt like this was appropriate. No, I did not get a Taco Bell sponsorship, but if anybody from Taco Bell sees this, give me free tacos. I will eat them while I react to things. I will react to your newest tacos that you come out with. That's already 9 p.m. for Max. It's getting late over there. Catherine says, hello from the Republic of Georgia. That's a new one. Welcome. Teddy, thank you very much. Teddy says, congrats on having a video hit 100K. So my reaction to Ghost Love Score by Nightwish hit 100,000 views yesterday. That is my first video that has hit 100K. And like, I know I said this too, but it's like compared to a lot of other YouTubers, that's not a big deal. For me, it's a big deal because I never thought of doing this until like 2 months ago. And I never thought that that many people would view anything I put out. So thank you everybody for watching that. And I feel like, I hope my videos have gotten better since then, because even though Ghost Love Score has 100,000 views, it also has the most hateful comments on it because people were very pissed about the way that I did the reaction and how much I paused and all that stuff. So I hope my videos have gotten a little better since then. Raul says more band interviews set up. So this past week, I did another interview with Sebastian, the ex-vocalist for Eskimo Callboy. Some of you might know him as Sushi. He is now known as Ghost Kid. His new material with Ghost Kid is amazing. I absolutely love it. So this coming Friday, I'm going to have a reaction to one of the Ghost Kid music videos, followed by an interview with Ghost Kid, Sebastian Biesler. Awesome dude. He was super cool. I'm excited for you guys to see that. Let's go back to the chat. Evening from Sweden. Yeah. What instruments do you play yourself and how did you get all that knowledge? Is it practice makes perfect? So, I can play guitar. I play bass. I play drums. I played saxophone when I was younger. And if I can get some lessons with Kriegel from Elvati, I might be able to play this soon. Everything I've learned is self-taught. Except for saxophone, I learned the musical theory and I know how to read sheet music with that. But guitar, I'm like mediocre at. All my knowledge with guitars is into teching. Like I figured if I'm going to be a guitar tech, I'm going to learn everything about that and not how to play since I don't need to play. Chase Carnison in the house. What's up, dude? But yeah, I'm self-taught with everything. And I'm not like an above average player by any means. When I was in a band, I was just a pocket player. And by that, I mean, I just held down a rhythm. I never did anything crazy. I did what I needed to do. Steph says, hello from Germany. Guten Tag. Although it might be a little too late for that. Haters gonna hate. You guys would be shocked one of these days. So Chase and I take screenshots of the like really brutal comments we get before we remove them, because there's some things that honestly I never thought I would remove comments from YouTube because I want people to be able to say whatever they want. But when it reaches a level where you're like being really, really hateful, like that stuff has to be removed. And Chase and I have screenshotted a lot of those comments and we save them and we share them with each other. And some of them are ridiculous. Like, I've had a lot of people say some mean things to me. Chase has had people tell him they hope he dies because he pauses too much. Like, it's ridiculous. Ting Ting trying to stir stuff up. Chase and I are mad at each other right now. We're thinking about, like, what's that celebrity thing where they get, like, YouTubers to fight each other and stuff? I think Chase and I are going to end up doing that. We're going to fight each other. Yeah, John, I saw that. I know they have, Winter Sun has another guitar player now live, so Yari can focus on vocals. Ronnie, who doesn't play hurdy-gurdy? I don't. Yeah, Snoopy, I'm sure Yari still plays, but for that live performance, like, I know they got another guitar player, so he can just focus on vocals. Steph, yes, I want to go to Vakken. Like, that's like one of my dreams now. Erling says, I hope you do a new Sabaton next Saturday. Like, I'll tell you right now. Let's just be honest. I'll tell you what's coming this week. I won't tell you what order, but I'll tell you what's coming this week. I won't get specific because I don't want to ruin it. But we've got Camelot. Got Insomnium. If that video gets unblocked, I did a reaction to Insomnium finally because all you guys wanted me to. It is the first video I've had on my channel that has had a worldwide block on it. As of right now, that video will not be seen. I've reached out to their management. I've tweeted at them to see if there's anything they could do. It's really difficult sometimes, and I'm not mad. It's the copyright claims on YouTube. It's their decision. It's fine. I will respect that decision, but I don't even care about the monetization of it. Like, I don't care if I don't make any money from that. I just want people to see it. Like, I loved it. So if it gets unblocked, you guys will see a reaction to Insomnium this week. Of course, we've got Nightwish. I listened to Beast in Black for the first time. Oh, Michael, thank you very much, man. So there's a question with that. You'll see Michael just contributed to the channel. I appreciate that. What do you think of the fact that your hobby channel is starting to bring in a bit of income? Did you ever expect that when you started this? So let's talk about, or let me finish off upcoming this week and then I'll get to that question for sure. Thank you so much, dude. So Beast in Black we've got coming up. Ghost Kid reaction coming up, followed by an interview with Ghost Kid, Sebastian. And like I said, if you're not familiar, he is the vocalist that left Eskimo Callboy earlier this year to start his own new project. And it's different, like, from Eskimo Callboy. It's not like, it's still got a metalcore vibe to it, but it's way different. This is his project. He wrote all of this, did it all in the studio. Like, it's really cool. And then Saturday will be Sabaton. And the reason I say that out loud is because I put a poll on Patreon to let people decide what I was going to do Saturday, and it was overwhelmingly for Sabaton. So we will do more of that. So to Michael's question, yeah, I started this YouTube thing as a hobby. Actually, the funny story, I originally wanted to stream on Twitch. I play a lot of video games, and I started streaming on Twitch, and I discovered it is really hard to get people to follow you on Twitch. And I didn't necessarily get discouraged, but a buddy of mine was like, hey, maybe you should try a YouTube channel, and maybe you can get, like, people that follow you on YouTube to follow you on Twitch. So I was like, okay, that might be cool. The YouTube thing turned out to be more than I ever thought it would. I mean, this has just been ridiculous. You know, I've said this before, reaction videos are not an original idea. What I'm doing is not original. But I thought with me bringing my knowledge from the touring world and the gear and stuff like that, that might be a little different. But I didn't expect that people would like it this much, man. I am so just blown away and humbled by this. Like, right now is about 10 weeks since I've had this channel up. And in 10 weeks, we've had 29,000 subscribers, almost 2 million views. It's just insane. So Yeah, anybody that tells you they don't care about making the money, I'll tell you right now, is lying. Because I figured, you know, if there's any way I could make a little bit of income from this, that would help. It would help out my family during this because we're not touring for a long time. It's not going to happen. So that's where my main source of income has been, was from touring. So I figured if there's any way I could make a little extra from doing YouTube, from, you know, ad revenue, from monetization, super cool. And if I'm being honest, it's not a ton. It's probably not as much as people think, but it's something. So we're happy. You know, a lot of our videos that we do for reactions, they get copyright claims. And when you get a copyright claim, you can't monetize your video. So if you were to go to my page right now and list out my top videos by views, like Ghost Love Score, Hypa Hypa, I think Romanticide is up there, a Ginger reaction is up there. It's a few, like, I'm not getting ad revenue from those. So it looks great. Like 100,000 views. Wow, all that ad revenue. I'm not making anything from those videos. So I would say about 40% of the videos I have on my channel are actually getting monetized through ad revenue. So like I said, not making a lot of income from this, but it's something and we're grateful for it. We're very happy. My wife and I are thankful for everything, especially since I've said we have a daughter on the way in March. So thank you for asking that, Michael. That was really cool. And thank you for contributing to the channel. It helps a ton. I'm going to go back to the chat here, guys. I've been talking and I've missed some stuff. Yeah, Geeky Saga says, I follow you on Twitch, but you haven't streamed. I think I'm going to start. I don't know what I'm going to do. I was thinking it might be fun to stream like in the just chatting setting while I'm editing videos. But the problem with that is I'll get distracted and then it'll take me double the time to do the videos. Matt and Lexi reactions. Matt, thank you so much, dude. That is, you guys don't have to do that. You're already doing this yourselves too. Like, man, sit, stay, roll over. That, I need to get back to Ginger. Thank you for that reminder. Yeah, guys, if you're not following Matt and Lexi reactions, father and daughter team, he is sharing music with his 13-year-old daughter for the first time, and they do reactions as well. They've just started. Super wholesome. I love that. I love seeing the younger kids get into some of the music we're doing. Monster Cookies asked, do I use any beard oil? Yes, I am very fond of Suavecito. They are a hair product company from Southern California, like Orange County, the LA area. They make a phenomenal beard oil, and that's what I like. They have a bunch of different scents. Today, I'm not going to be lazy. If my beard's looking a little rough, I just woke up and went with it. So I didn't use any today. But yeah, Suavecito is my favorite beard oil that I use at the time. Wixter, damn, dude. Thank you so much. Wixter with a contribution to the channel as well. Man, dude, you guys are great. It just puts a smile on my face, man. This is so fun. And if you're not able to do anything like that, which is fine, like I've said before, I will never ask you. There it is right there, Wixter, thank you. I will never ask you guys to pay for any of this content. I'm going to keep doing it. Like, if this channel gets like demonetized, I'll keep doing it. But if you can't, or sorry, if you don't want to contribute via super chat or whatever like that, I do have Patreon. I have 2 tiers available on there. One of them is early access to every video. You'll get it you'll be able to see it at least a day before it releases publicly on YouTube. And then the second tier I have has some bonuses. Like Chase Carnison and I share a Discord server. And if you're a patron, you get access to a private channel on there just for patrons. And you get a nice little color change on your name so people can see that. I put up polls for those patrons. If I don't know what to do next, I'll put up polls on there and ask you guys, and whatever you say, that's what I'm going to do next. And then once a month, I also release blooper videos because, as you guys know, when I do my reactions, I only do one reaction. And I had one that I had to scrap recently because I had some technical problems and I got so upset. But I can't do it again because it wouldn't be authentic. It wouldn't be the first time I'm seeing it. But when I film my intros and outros to my videos, I always do one take, but I often have to do multiple takes because I get tongue tied or I forget something, and I save all the outtakes. And every month on Patreon, I put up a blooper reel, and it gets interesting. It's uncensored. It's very vulgar because when I get upset at myself for messing up, I swear a lot. So, sorry, I'm going back to the chat here. Oh yeah, we have Magic Geeks on Discord. If anybody didn't know, I wouldn't consider myself a Magic Geek now. I casually play on Xbox still here and there, but when I was in high school, in college, like I loved Magic the Gathering. Orcar. Ronnie asked when I'll do reactions with my dad again. So that might be a while because my dad is back in Chicago and I'm in Nashville. And for anybody that doesn't know, that's an 8-hour travel by car. So until I get my dad down here again, we won't have any more reactions unless I can teach him how to use Zoom and maybe we can do something on that. And Orcar asks when my wife Claire will be joining me on these reactions. If I'm being honest, never. I'll get into that in a second. I just saw another super chat. Michael, thank you so much. So Michael asks, in your Hypa video, you stated this video is probably the best of the year. Would you consider making a video for your favorite video of the month, year, maybe in collaboration with Chase? That would be cool. So what's funny is like, I still think Hypa, like production-wise, video-wise, is up there. Like, but there have been some other videos I've seen too where I'm just like, oh, maybe at the end of the year, yeah, I clipped together like my favorite videos that I've seen. Hypa is still up there. Ghost Kids Supernova music video, just from a production standpoint, like that's way up there. Also from a production standpoint, I liked the Caliban video I just saw. Super cool production. There's been a lot of good ones, man. I have not really been let down on this channel that much. There's only been like 1 or 2 things I think I've reacted to that I admittedly said I didn't like. One of those, funny enough, was Nasty. I said in the video I didn't like their music. And then we ended up doing the interview together. I got to know them. And then I listened to their whole record when it came out on Friday. And I like it. And even the song that I said I didn't like has grown on me. Like, it might not be something that I'm listening to every single day, but it's like for sure a gym playlist album. Like, I'm going to throw that on and get fired up. Like, so yeah, I've had differences in opinions too. Like, and you guys can also see like, I may say halfway through a video, like, yeah, I don't know if this is my favorite song from this band. And then after watching it again when I'm editing or watching it again after that, it does become really good. So I've had a few like that. Most recently, I watched Freedom from Bandmade, and, you know, I even said that was my least favorite song I've heard from them, but I love the song. So that should speak volumes about them. So John asks, oh, I just had another super chat pop up. Margaret Green, thank you so much. Guys, this is unreal. Like, I'm very appreciative. Seriously, like, I don't know what else to say other than that, because, you know, as I've said, you know, making income from this YouTube channel, whether it's ad revenue or you guys contributing and supporting, like, eventually in the future, it's going to lead to me getting, you know, better production stuff. My videos will get better. And, you know, if this ends up being a thing that I can do full time, like, there will never be an end to this content. Like, right now, like, I'm telling you, when we go back on tour, whenever that is, like, there's no way I'm getting a video out every day. Like, it's going to be probably 2 or 3 a week just because we're going to be so busy. So in all honesty, if this YouTube thing becomes a full-time thing by then, and what I mean by that is I'm making enough money to support Claire and I and our new child and stuff like that, like, this will be my full-time job, and I'll just keep putting out content every day. So let me go back up in the chat. I've missed quite a bit because I'm talking a lot. Guys, I apologize if you have a question you really want answered, don't spam it, but if I miss it after a few minutes, feel free to ask again and I'll try and answer. Yeah, Ronnie, so there's a metric that YouTube gives us that, or wait, do you mean like a reactor will react to it 2 or 3 times? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, Chris, thank you. I love this shirt. I love Taco Bell. And as I said at the beginning, I am not sponsored by Taco Bell, but if somebody from Taco Bell sees this and wants to give me free tacos, I'll take it. Morbid Bloodshed asks, since you like Eskimo Callboy, have you heard anything from... I don't know how to pronounce that band name accurately. Is it Callahan? I know the name. I've never listened to him. Did I miss a super chat? Oh, Yari, thank you so much. Yeah, I missed that. Sorry, I was back up in the chat. Yari, much appreciated. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome. Let's see. New Arion came out on Friday, says Brad. I know, because my dad's listened to it, and he keeps telling me I need to listen to it. So we're going to be doing more Arion soon, for sure. A lot of reactors will put up 10 or 20 lists of songs or albums. Yeah, I've noticed that. It's just, you know, keep in mind, I've only been doing this for, you know, 75 days. Like, I don't have a lot of time under my belt. There's a lot of other reactors that have thousands of videos up. I only have like 65. So, you know, once I get more time going, you know, those videos will add up. Squeeze Star, I'm definitely going to listen to Time all the way through. I think I'm going to do one more. I think I need to finish off the Sonic Pump Studios you know, studio session with videos. And then once I do that, I'm going to listen to the whole thing. I also thought about, I don't know if people would be into this because it's not something I can save for later because of the copyrights and stuff, but I've been thinking about streaming full albums and just breaking down and doing reactions. So those would be one-time things. You'd have to be here live for it. You couldn't watch it back later. But if anybody's into that, let me know. Like, I may stream full albums and do reactions to everything just in one shot. Jay says, really dig your channel. I think it's due to the fact you've been in the business from the side most people don't think about. Yeah, and that's the side of it I wanted to bring to the table with my channel is, you know, obviously you've noticed, I want to talk about the things that people might not know about. I'm really excited about the Nightwish video for this week because I really got into production in that one. Like, it was really fun. Christian, thank you so much. Christian just dropped a super chat in there. Dude, that is awesome, man. Thank you. Wow. Like, this is crazy, man. I never imagined this. And we've got almost 200 people in here, and that's just wild. Let me go back into the chat. Sorry, I'm like... When will the reaction in your pink tutu be? Probably soon after I have a daughter. However she wants to dress me up, I'm going to be the cool dad and just do it. And if I happen to do a reaction wearing a pink tutu, that's going to happen. Brian, I think I've heard the name Chakra, but I don't think I've ever listened to them. So, Mariposa, my dad right now is really jumping on me to get, like, in a good way, a couple bands that I've never heard of, and I've never seen reactions to them on YouTube. So I may be doing a couple bands soon that nobody is probably aware of. There was a band called Bloody Tyrant. I think they're a Taiwanese metal band is one of them. My dad told me I need to do Everyone. It's either Everyone or Everybody, but Everyone Dies by Arion. I need to do that too. Ooh, new Arion has Simona on it. Okay. Oh man, my chat just like totally jumped on me. So again, if you have a question you want answered and I didn't get to it, feel free to put it in there again. Don't spam it like crazy, but put it in there again. I'm trying to keep up. Stream a full Nightwish concert. I could do that. I kind of want to get through. There's a lot of Nightwish I still need to see. I've only heard like 10 of their songs, so I definitely need to get through more. Warner's on that Death Wish coffee. I'm doing Thunder King. I like Death Wish. After a while, though, that caffeine, man, it just kills me. How long will the 30K take? So I hit 29,000 subscribers today, this morning at like midnight. So thank you all for that. And I usually do a live stream at every 10,000. So it'll be more than a day. I would guess today's Sunday. I say by Tuesday or Wednesday, based on how the numbers are going, I could do that. Monday and Tuesday, I'm actually working. I'm actually going to be guitar teching all day and doing some performance stuff. So Monday and Tuesday, even though I'll have videos up, I will not be on a computer all day. So if I end up hitting 30,000 on Tuesday, I don't think it's going to be tomorrow, but if I hit it on Tuesday, I'll definitely do a live stream on Wednesday for 30,000. Oopfie says she checked out Bloody Tyrant on Discord after we mentioned it. Okay. If you think they deserve more attention, I'll check it out. Andreas says, when can we expect another Blind Guardian reaction? It was funny. I was thinking about them last night, actually. I was like, is it time already? Probably within the next couple weeks, for sure. Because a lot of people have been telling me to check out some of their other stuff as well. So I could probably say Blind Guardian will be within the next couple weeks, for sure. There's a cool Nightwish documentary, The Making of Endless Forms Most Beautiful. Good for live stream. Oh, cool. I love documentary stuff. Anything to do with music documentaries, especially if it's touring or studio stuff, that'd be cool. Christian says, ever heard any of Steve Vai's solo stuff? Yes, I have, and it's great. Fun fact for anybody that didn't know this, I'm sure a lot of you do, but Devin Townsend did vocals on a lot of early 90s Steve Vai stuff. You should consider doing the entire Ailstorm live in Tilburg concert as well. That would be cool, actually. I probably would do that, honestly. The problem is I just don't want to ruin any other music that I think I would react to. Thank you, Edward. Edward in the super chat. More ducks, please. I'm assuming that that means more Ailstorm. So we will get there for sure. Whose amp? Okay. Audience tied to a Bandmade. John, do you mean like what brands are they using, John? Is that what you're asking about the amps for Bandmade? Oh, John's leaving. Sorry, dude. There's a lot of comments going on, man. I missed some. Sorry. Catherine says, thoughts on sexism and elitism in metal. So, oh, this is going to be a long one. So I've kind of talked about that before, especially when I did my first Spirit Box video and I realized in Holy Roller that it was Courtney. You know, I said, this is a chick. I was surprised. Somebody called me out for, we've talked about this, it's not a huge deal, but somebody thought me saying the word chick was derogatory. If it is, I apologize. John says they have 3 amps. Which one are carrying the feed? I'll get back into this, but John was asking a question a bunch. They have 3 amps. Which ones are carrying the feed? I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't know exactly what you're asking. I mean, they use EVH amps, Mesa, and that's guitars, and then Mesa is playing through Orange for bass. I mean, you hear that all, you know, in the mixes. So sexism and elitism in metal. I feel like it's being faded out a bit from when I was younger, but we still see a lot of really dumb stuff. Like Chase and I were talking about this the other day. Like he posted his one take reaction to Tatiana doing that vocal thing, and it's like there are people in the comments that are just commenting about her looks and her wearing a bikini top and stuff like that. And I'm just like, really? Like, is this what we're doing? It's there. It's everywhere. It's just, it needs to be called out and addressed when it's seen. Hi from Quebec. Bonjour. Bonjour. I'm terrible with French. I tried, sorry. We might do a tag team reaction. It just, the problem, in my opinion, the problem with doing a reaction with somebody else at the same time, like, it would just get chaotic. And then we got to figure out who's posting it on what channel. And then if we post it on both of our channels, then the argument comes up about one person's getting more views and one person isn't. And I love Chase. I don't care about shit like that. I just don't ever want that to get in the way or become a discussion. So a lot of the stuff we're probably going to do is going to be like recommending stuff to each other, but we haven't ruled it out. Great question. Are you interested in making a local heroes kind of day where you listen to small local bands from around the world? Absolutely. I've talked about this before. Somebody was kind of getting on me about it for doing a lot of stuff that other reactors are doing. And I get that, but you got to understand, I'm reacting to what a lot of people are recommending. So with that being said, it's probably stuff that they're recommending to a lot of other reactors. But when this channel grows, because right now, let's be honest, this isn't a growing phase. Like, it's not going to do me any good to support local bands when not a lot of people are watching. Now, we're getting to that point. But when I get to a point where there's going to be a lot of people watching the videos regardless of what I'm doing, because there's a lot of people that only watch the bands that they want to see. And to support these local bands, I want to build this to a point where people want to watch what I'm doing regardless of what band it is. So when we get to that point, I want to set aside, like, say like Showcase Saturday or something like that, where I take small unsigned or local bands and we'll do reactions to them, because I used to be in a band. I know how much that would mean. That's huge exposure. I would love to do anything possible. So yes, eventually I do want to get to a point where we're doing small local unsigned bands. Sorry, getting lost in the chat again. This is getting hard. Tony says, what about Supertramp? Dude, I've been listening to Supertramp since I was still in diapers. That was one that my dad was really big on when I was a kid. So yeah, I love Supertramp. Definitely not something I don't think I would do in this channel, just because I'm super familiar with it and I like to do mostly first time reactions, but I do have, I'm very familiar with Supertramp and I like them a lot. Reacting with the artists themselves. That would be interesting. Sorry, I'm still trying to get to comments here. Oh, okay. Thank you for that assist, Jake. I appreciate that. So, drum-wise, every drum has a microphone on it, and they also have microphones that are called overhead mics that go above the cymbals that pick up the cymbal sound. Those run direct to an audio console, and that gets mixed in the audio console. So yes, there are no amps for stuff like that. It just goes straight to a board and it gets mixed out. Now, in post-production, they can toy with sounds or samples, and if the drums are triggered, which means there's a thing called a trigger. It's tiny. It can clip onto a drum, and it also gets plugged into a soundboard, but it processes through another little piece of electronics that you can change the tones on that. A lot of bands do that. I don't think they do, but yeah, their stuff is not amped. It just goes straight into the soundboard. Same with vocals. You can run vocals through effects pedals and stuff that are on the stage, but like I said, I don't think BandMaid does any of that. That runs straight to the soundboard, straight to the mix. With a wireless microphone, they have to have a wireless receiver built into a rack somewhere, so it's actually the wireless receiver that gets plugged into the sound console because the wireless mic transmits to that receiver. But if it's just a microphone on a cable, it just gets plugged right into either a snake box that gets fed to the audio console. So there are no amps needed for drums and vocals and stuff like that for a big live show like that. Sorry if I didn't understand that right away. I'm getting lost in this chat today, man. This is starting to get a little difficult. I'm missing a lot of stuff. I apologize, guys. I need to well, it won't let me. I needed to remove a comment that I didn't think was too appropriate, but whatever. Going back down to the bottom of the chat. Sorry, guys. Somebody says, I would wish that you would react to another melodic symphonic metal band, not only Nightwish. I mean, I do. Nightwish is a big part of this channel because I just discovered them on this channel, but no, we got a long ways to go, man. Like I said, I've only been doing this for 2.5 months. There's going to be a lot of other bands popping up soon on this channel. I think somebody said they were leaving. Gotta go. Really like your channel. Looking for more videos. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. So Douglas, I feel like I've heard the name Shaman. Isn't that... No, I'm confusing that. I think that was the name of Corpiclani before they were Corpiclani, maybe. But this is a power metal folk band from Brazil. That would be cool. Oh, John, whose speakers? No idea. I don't know. It could... So here's the thing with live audio. If a band is touring in an arena or a stadium like that, they are probably carrying an audio package with them, and that will come from whatever company they're renting the audio stuff from. When they're playing in a venue, like most clubs and theaters, you're not hanging your own sound in there. You're using whatever that venue already has in there. So I have no idea what's in these clubs half the times. Also, I have never been an audio engineer. Some audio engineers are good enough where they can just look at a line array or a set of speakers and be like, oh, I know what those are. I'm not. I have no idea half the time when I look at line arrays at festivals and speakers and stuff like that. No idea what the front of house sound is coming out of. Yes, I plan on doing more Epica. Yes, I will do some stuff to Winter Sun Forest Seasons for sure. Snoopy says, oh, hold on really quick. Soraya Black, thank you so much. Hi from France, nice accent. You are the most interesting reaction channel out there. You do your research about the bands. I'm learning a lot about touring and gear. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I wanted to do on this channel. I just wanted to bring some more knowledge into some of these videos, maybe learn a little bit more about stuff. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Chase says, hashtag get fact merch out. It's gonna happen eventually, for sure. Pale Blue Girl, hello. Breakdown of Sanity. I know I've heard that name. I don't think I've ever listened to him. Do you watch other reactors after you did a reaction to a song? Good question. 99% of the time, no. It's not that I support other reactors, man. Like, I don't view this as a competition. We're all doing the same thing. The internet is a huge place. And because somebody watches my video, it doesn't mean they're not going to watch another one. So I love other reactors and I support them. But now that I'm doing this a lot, I don't watch a lot of other reactors because I find myself wanting to compare myself to them. And I don't want to overthink it too much. Like, I don't want to watch another reactor and be like, oh, they did this and I should be doing this, or they did that way better. Like, I kind of just want to stay in the zone and just keep doing my own thing. Now, that being said, yes, after I do a reaction, there are some that I've gone and watched sometimes. I watch Chase's all the time because we're buddies. Every occasionally now and then I'll watch Alex Hefner's if I find it's interesting. There's some vocal coaches I really enjoy. Tulip Mafia is another dude I enjoy watching some of his. And then there's a lot of other smaller reaction channels that have just started up that I've been checking out and trying to help support too. But yeah, I feel like my personality, I would compare myself to them too much, and I just don't want to do that. So I don't really go out of my way. Go back up here. I hope you check out Amaranth soon. That has to happen soon for sure. I've been getting a lot of comments. Finland, thank you so much. Dragon Force, I don't think I'll ever do on this channel because I'm way too familiar with them. I've seen them in concert a bunch of times. I've been listening to them since I was in high school. If they have new material that comes out, like I'll check it out. But it's the same thing with Rammstein. Like, I know people want to see it, but it would be like a total lie. It wouldn't be an authentic first-time reaction because I've seen them way too much. Seal, I have not listened to Flesh God Apocalypse yet. That also needs to happen. Oh, Squeestar says, you never did finish your answer about why the wife isn't going to react with you. Claire is not going to do a reaction with me, at least anytime soon, because the internet has a lot of shitty people on it. We were having this conversation on Discord the other day. Like, I can handle people saying rude things about me. I don't care because I've put myself out there. Like, it's fine. If you don't like me, you don't like me. If you want to say I look stupid because I wear a backwards hat, it's fine. I don't care. But if I have my wife react to something with me on here and internet trolls start going after her, I'm going to lose it. Like, I can handle you coming after me, but if you start saying stuff about my family and friends and stuff like that, I'm not going to deal with it. And so at least for now, I don't want to really bring them on here. That's the reason my dad didn't want to do a reaction with me, is because he's like, the internet's full of a lot of dumb people. And he goes, I don't want to put myself out there and have people just trolling for no reason. So a lot of people might not like that answer, but that's my honest answer. I don't want to, it's the same reason that we're not going to put our kid on the internet. Like, I don't, I'm not going to load Instagram with pictures of our baby, is because there's a lot of weirdos out there and there's a lot of shitty people out there. So I know I read recently, somebody in the comments said, Floor and Hannes don't do that. They don't put pictures of their kid on the internet either. And I applaud them for that. Do Halloween on Halloween. Halloween might be coming sooner than that, but that would be a fun idea. So Michael says you should post a list of bands you've toured with or familiar with. Yeah, I might do that. That might get rid of, like, I could do that, and then that way people would know, like, what I probably won't react to. But I haven't done another one just because I've been so busy, but in my first Ask a Roadie video I did, I listed out all the bands that I worked for and that I've toured with and stuff like that. John says, keep the family private, don't turn into the Osbournes. I mean, that's a great comparison. Like, we're not trying to be a reality star family. This is my project. Like, Claire's not opposed to doing it, but we've talked about it. And it's just like, I don't feel comfortable at this point having her on here with me. Yeah, trolling is the cancer of the internet. And what's happened is that the social media has given everybody a voice to say whatever they want with no consequences. Like, Chase and I have talked about this a million times. Like, half the mean things that are said to us on here, these people would never say this to our faces in a public setting, ever. Like, it's just rude. Like, you wouldn't say that to a person. If you're a decent human being, you wouldn't. So, that being said, it's easy to do it on the internet because there are no consequences. People don't know who you really are. You might be thousands of miles away. So, Data Wolf asks, Tank, have you ever listened to Avatar, or are you familiar? So I'm familiar with the name. I know I've heard Avatar's name for years, and I've somehow just never listened to him. Like, I remember touring in the US, and I'd see tour posters for them everywhere, like every time they'd come here. Oh, it looks like Ronnie's getting off. I missed it if he said that, but Ronnie, take care, man. Within Temptation, Brian, is gonna happen soon, for sure. Edward says, I was watching a React video and this person wanted a contribution to watch her video. I unsubscribed. So we were talking about this in Discord earlier. I've seen reactors recently make like stipulations on their channel of like, you have to give a minimum donation, or I don't know, man. I just like, I appreciate anytime anybody contributes to this channel or Patreon or anything like that. It's awesome. It helps me keep going. It is much appreciated. That being said, I'm never going to make anybody do that. That seems so, I don't know, man. It's just, it puts a bad taste in my mouth when people are like forcing, you know, or not forcing, but like saying like, hey, you got to pay this much to get me to do a video or something like that. And you know what? I kind of get it, because like, we do put a lot of time and effort into these videos. And if somebody's reacting to a request, you want to be compensated for that time. But that's the reason I'm never going to let you pay for me to react to requests. One, I don't want anybody dictating the content of this, one person dictating the content of this channel. I want it to be a group community effort where I take suggestions from all of you. And two, it just feels like, I don't know, man. I just feel like I've sold myself out and I'm like just trying to make a quick buck. And don't get me wrong, it would be great to make a livable income from this, but that's, I don't know. It's just not what I'm going for. Like, I don't want to make people have to pay to see content. Like, it's not going to happen. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, if I get this pronunciation wrong, I'm so sorry. Is it Yuri? Do Halloween sooner and then do Halloween by Halloween on Halloween. Okay, I will promise you right now, if I don't do Halloween before Halloween, I will do that song on Halloween. 100% promise right now. Everybody's heard it for sure. Yeah, that's going to happen. And sorry, I'm getting back to the chat. You guys are, we've got 200 people in here, but you guys are going for it today, man. I'm trying to get to everything. Jake says, have you considered branching out in genre for reactions? Yeah, absolutely. But going back to like what I said, most of the reactions I'm doing are based on what the community is asking me to do on YouTube and Discord and stuff like that. Once the channel gets bigger, it'll be easier to do some of the stuff that's not as requested. But, you know, I would love to do other genres for sure. But right now I'm in that phase where I'm kind of just going off of what everybody's just recommending on YouTube and stuff like that. So, there will definitely be different stuff in the future for sure. I would love to check out different stuff. What are my top 5 metal bands? Does not have to be in order. God, these questions are so hard because it changes a lot. Like, top 5 metal bands ever is a difficult question. And then top 5 metal bands right now is a difficult question. Like, I'll tell you right now, one of my favorite metal bands of all times is In Flames. It's the only band that I have a tattoo of on my body. I have the Jester head on the back of my arm. They are one of my all-time favorite bands. Fear Factory is up there for me. We'll come back around to this. Matt and Lexi says somebody requires $125 for a reaction. No thanks. There's one reactor who will give you their personal cell number with a $100 donation. Like, I have nothing. I'm not going to judge what anybody else is doing on their channel. That's fine. If they want to do that, that's their choice. That's totally cool. I would never do that. That's all I'm saying. Like, there's a certain extent that I'm willing to go to make money, but giving out my personal cell phone number and charging upwards of $100 to react to something for somebody, that's not things I'd want to do. Red Nemo says, well, then I will join your Patreon. Thank you. You're more than welcome. There's a lot of little bonuses in there if you do. The link's right there. I would appreciate that. You know, one of my goals too with Patreon is that if it ever gets to a point where there's a lot of followers, or if I get to a point where I'm making, like, say I get a sponsorship deal or like ad revenues just killing it, like, I would love my Patreon to just be like $1 across the board for everybody for all those extras. Like, it'll just be cool. Sorry, trying to catch back up in this chat again. Metallica, Pantera, Iron Maiden, Slayer, Sepultura. That's a list, man. Like, if I had to take those 5 bands, here, let me reorder that. I would go Pantera, Metallica, from 1 to 5 in those bands. I'd go Pantera, Metallica, Sepultura, Slayer, Iron Maiden. That would be my order of all those bands. Dark Tranquility's got to happen on this channel. I listened to Dark Tranquility a lot when I was younger, but if they've got a lot of new stuff, which I know they do, I have not heard it, so I could definitely do that. Nightwish, Within Temptation, Bandmade. Good picks, or at least for Nightwish and Bandmade. I have not listened to Within Temptation yet. At the Gates, dude, the Gothenburg sound, man. I mean, there's just Soilwork, In Flames, At the Gates, Arch Enemy, Dark Tranquility. I know Avatars from there, even though I haven't listened to him yet. Tech Nine. So I'm actually familiar with some Tech Nine stuff, like his own stuff. Nothing that he's collaborated with. I haven't seen him do this stuff with Corey or Serge or Jonathan, but I love Tech Nine. Super talented, super underappreciated, in my opinion. What band first got you into metal? Mark Lloyd said, what band first got you into metal? Fear Factory. Actually, I think when I was about 7, the Mortal Kombat movie came out, and that soundtrack was loaded with metal. It was like Fear Factory, Typo Negative, Napalm Death. I know KMFDM was on there. I heard Fear Factory, the song Zero Signal, for the first time from that soundtrack, and I had my dad buy me Demanufacturer shortly after. So Fear Factory was my gateway into, like, heavy metal, other than like if we exclude Metallica, and because, you know, I grew up listening to Metallica and Black Sabbath and stuff like that, and yeah, that's metal, but it's like, if we're talking heavy, like screaming, brutal drumming metal, like Fear Factory was the first one, and then In Flames, Dimmu Borgir, and Children of Bodom were like my gateways into European metal when I was like in middle school and high school. Going back up into the comments. Sorry. Again, I'm getting behind, man. This is getting difficult. I'm trying my best. If I miss your comment, I apologize. I really do. I would love to get through all of this. Harold asked, new Sepultura versus old Sepultura. Honestly, I have not listened to 1 second of new Sepultura. I have not listened to Sepultura since Max left. It has nothing to do with like a loyalty to him or anything. It just never happened. I just never got into it. So I might have to check out new Sepultura. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some Crewish too. I want to support them and check that out. My love for In Flames faded with their newer stuff. So if I'm being honest, I don't love their newer stuff. I like it, but I don't love it in the same way that I liked Jester Race and Horacle and Colony and Clayman. And I know this is a debated topic, but it's like, I loved Reroute to Remain. I know a lot of the old school fans didn't. I love that album. Yeah, I like their new stuff, but I kind of get where you're coming from. Like, there's nothing for me that's going to beat their older sound. More Dark Tranquility love. Captain Rojo, 5,000 high fives and a Taco 12 pack for Duran Gray. Okay, man, I'll get to Duran Gray. I know. Love you, buddy. Actually, I'm working out right now. I may have another interview lined up in the future with some Nightwish crew for this channel. I want to talk about Crewish and their time touring with the band and stuff like that. I think that would be really cool. I think people might dig that. Yes, Patrick. Edge Crusher reference. Going back to the bottom of the chat. I'm going to try and keep, you know what? I got to do a better job at keeping up with these comments this time around. So, do you know about Lord of the Lost? I do not. Twisted. Never really got into them, but I don't hate them. Fear Factory has a GoFundMe to raise money to release their new album. Interesting. I'll look into that. I got into Slipknot with the first Resident Evil soundtrack. I don't know how I got into Slipknot, but I distinctly remember listening to their self-titled album when I was in like middle school. Like when Wait and Bleed came out, and then Sick, and then Liberate and all that stuff. Like, I remember I was a freshman in high school when Iowa came out. That record blew me away. Like, that to this day is still one of my favorite, just sounding and all around from start to finish, just pissed off angry metal albums, man. That's Iowa album is just amazing. Do I listen to black metal? Yes. I'm not like super familiar with backgrounds of a lot of black metal bands, but I do like black metal. Actually, somebody today sent me Beelzebub, the Finnish thing, which, if you're not familiar, if I'm wrong, correct me, but I think Beelzebub was a black metal based comic that was made by a Finnish author that has now turned into an actual band. I listened to that today and that was awesome. Demon Hunter I've been listening to since I was in high school. Juliet says, what does feeding the fish mean to a roadie? To me, I have not heard that term. But to me, that would be like passing out set lists or picks to the fans after a show. We usually say feeding the vultures on our crew, but if it's something specific, let me know, because I would like to know. Pennywise, thank you so much, man. That's awesome. Jump on Discord, too. We'll get you hooked up. I went to my first Slipknot gig with my dad when I was 6 years old. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, Wait and Bleed, I think, was what hooked me. And then I heard Liberate, and then I heard Sick. Casey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Casey says, do you have any Unleash the Archers lined up? Yes, I've been meaning to get back to them, and just stuff keeps popping up. Unleash the Archers this week. It needs to happen. So, sorry. I pretty much already have this coming week lined up. Next week, the like first and second week of October, we'll do Unleash the Archers. I promise. I have not heard of The Ocean from Germany. Ting Ting says, soon enough you'll have to do speed rounds, catch up with the chat. I know that I'm actually trying to get into that mentality right now, because we've been doing this for about an hour now, and I need to get off, and Claire and I have to go to the grocery store and do a bunch of other stuff today, but so I'm going to try to go speed round. I heard Wait and Bleed, Sick, and Surfacing on a demo tape that I discounted at first because the way they looked. Yeah, I think that might have happened to me with a couple bands too, and then when I finally listened to them, I think the first time I saw Mudvayne, I was like, no. And then I listened to him and I was like, yes. Jaker says Beelzebubs are cartoon gimmicks of black metal. I mean, yeah, it seemed like a Finnish version of Metalocalypse, but I loved it. Have you ever known musicians who make suicide about success or no success? I'm wondering if there's a translation issue with that, or maybe I'm not understanding it, but are you trying to say, like, if musicians have commit suicide because they're not successful? Is that the question? I want to make sure I answer this correctly. Alex Vocal did an amazing cover of Disaster Piece. I did see that. I also saw his cover of Given Up by Linkin Park recently, which was awesome. Alex has been working on his clean vocals for sure. Sick is a great song for the gym, Frosty, for sure. God, this is going so fast. Faster Than Light by Unleash the Archers. I could do that. Sabotage might be the most underrated. It'd say underrated band? Yeah, underrated band. Any more Amon Amarth planned? Yes. Guardians of Asgard I've heard, but I've never seen it live. My dad was telling me to check out Raise Your Horns because he said there's a lot of guests in that, and he'd like to see if I was able to pick out all those guests. Squeestar says, I hate grocery shopping. I enjoy it, actually. I am not familiar with Fate's Warning. I'm trying to go fast now because I'm going to be getting off in probably like 5 minutes. What is one of my funniest memories or moments from being a roadie? God, I'd have to think about that because there have been some fun ones. Like, I've had some great times on tour. That would be a cool conversation for a video just of retelling stories. I can't think of the best thing off the top of my head. I've had so many ridiculous fun times. I'll have to think about that. Yes, I have more Gojira planned. Matt, yeah, I saw that Disaster Piece thing. Oh, Sven says I got introduced to Slipknot by a Soulfly song that featured Corey. I know exactly what song you're talking about. It was off of the Primitive album. I know the name of the song. I just don't want to say it because it's got a F word in it. And if I say the F word, I'm going to get in trouble with YouTube. So, yeah. Raise Your Horns. Raise Your Horns. Awesome. Have you seen or heard a band use both main stages at a festival? I have never, like, you mean like on the side-by-side stage, Sabaton used both of them at the same time? I've never seen that. Somebody said they were leaving. I wanted to see who that was. Edward, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. So, okay, back to that question. Have you ever known musicians who make suicide about success or no success? Honestly, no. A lot of it's a touchy topic, and it is very close to me because I've lost some friends to this, but I've never heard of a musician that's had, their suicide be about not being successful personally. There's usually some mental issues or some drug issues or whatever behind that, or other personal issues. I've never heard about any musicians that have been so depressed about not being successful that suicide was the answer for them, but I don't know. So, on a more positive note, let's get back to what was my favorite video to do? Ooh. So far, I think The Islander by Nightwish, because of how emotional it made me. It was just like, I never thought that would happen. I also I did it last week. I'm going to release it soon, but Supernova by Ghost Kid was really cool. Hypa Hypa early on by Eskimo Callboy was fun because it was the first time I'd heard of them and it was like not what I was expecting. I don't know. I'm familiar with Queensryche, but I wouldn't call myself like a diehard fan. Like, I know of their music. Yes, I have toured in Europe. Last time I was over there was last year, specifically UK. The last time I actually did like a European tour was like 2015, I believe. Caffeine Night Owl, bye. Thank you for being here. Dave says, you already said the S word earlier. I did? Oh, well, if that's the case, then the song we were talking about from Soulfly was Jump the Fuck Up. That was on the Primitive album. If I've already sworn once, it's over, so whatever. Jay, thank you very much. Yeah, Sandra says highly artistic people can have mental health issues. Absolutely. It's one of the things that I think a lot of people don't think about is they think a lot of these people are just like, these artists are just like shitty people or crazy people. It's like, there's something about, you know, you got to remember everybody's brains are different. There's something about the creative brain that may be different from a lot of people, and what people perceive as different is like crazy or something like that. So yeah, there are a lot of artists that have mental health issues. I mean, look at Devin Townsend and all the stuff he's talked about in the past. Like, it's a lot of stuff that people don't really think about. I mean, but yeah, I don't want to get into all of that here. So, so I feel like I did pretty poor at this one about getting to the chat because it was going so fast. I apologize, guys, but I'm going to start wrapping up like in the next few minutes. I'm going to be getting off because we've been here for over an hour and I need to spend some time with Claire and go do things with her. But I'm going to try and get through the remaining questions that are here. I'm sorry. If I missed anything that you want answered, leave it in the comments below because I will read through all of those. And if there's something I can answer, I will answer it for sure. Mariposa says, why does Winter Sun and Nightwish have so much of an impact on you? It's hard to explain. It's the music. It's just the music reaches me on a very deep level. And that kind of stuff is personal to everybody. So, you know, it might affect me differently than it affects somebody else, but their music, that sound just gets me. Lucas says, have you heard of Diablo Swing Orchestra? I have not, but that sounds intriguing. Squeestar says, is there a difference between touring with European bands versus American bands? So I've never toured with a European band. I've toured with American bands in Europe. But I would say no. I mean, at the end of the day, there's still artists and musicians just from a different part of the world. And touring is pretty much the same. It's just little logistical differences with, you know, different buses and stuff like that, different currencies. Good question. Mark Lloyd says, do you find that you tend to listen to more bands because of their lyrical content or their musical style? For me, it's definitely musical style. The music gets me more. Now, does that mean I don't look into lyrics? No, not at all. I definitely read into lyrics, and there are songs that I've loved because of the lyrical content. But on a first gut reaction, it's the music for me. Like I had somebody recently leave me a comment on a Ginger video that was like giving me crap for not like being super into Tatiana's lyrics. And I'm like, dude, on a first impression on a video, especially with metal, sometimes it's hard to hear all those lyrics. And I don't want to read a lyric sheet while I'm listening because I want to see what's going on. So for me, it's the music. And that's my background. I was never a good writer with lyrics or anything like that. So I appreciate the music way more right off the bat. Raul, see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Chase, I love you, dude. All right, guys, I'm going to get through the rest of these few comments that are here. So I know this is delayed a little, but when you hear me saying this, I'm going to stop with questions and we're just going to get out of here. But like I said, if there's anything that you would like to know that I didn't answer, I do apologize. It's really hard to keep up with this chat, but drop it in the comments below. I get to those. I read them. I respond to them. I will hopefully answer something for you there if I didn't on here. But yeah, let's stop with the questions on the chat for now, or the deep questions, because I'm going to go spend the rest of the day with my wife. So I'm going to read through the rest of these really quick. I want to hug the one person who gave this a dislike. Are you okay, dude? It happens. I've accepted it at this point. Yeah, we're going to do more Ginger in the future for sure. I do like Rammstein. I've been listening to them since about 1997. When I first heard Du Hast, it was huge in the US. It was all over the radio. I bought that album. I think I was about 10, and I've liked them ever since. Queensryche. All right, might have to do some Queensryche on here that I'm not familiar with. The Vakken meetup is not already planned. And the thing is, I think tickets are sold out already. Also, next year would be hard for me to get to because I'm going to have a newborn. And the earliest I'd ever get to Vakken is probably 2022, to be honest. Sugar by Flesh God Apocalypse. I have that written down. That's one of the ones that were recommended the most by that band, for sure. All right, so I'm caught up. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. I enjoy these Sundays. I try my hardest to get to these chat comments. Sometimes it gets really difficult with how fast they're going. But I appreciate all of you being here. And if, like I said a couple times before, if there's something that you would like me to answer that I didn't get to in this live stream, feel free to leave it in a comment and I will respond to it once I get back to the comments. This is a blast. I absolutely have a blast doing these every Sunday. I will continue to do that. Just so you know, the next couple days I will be working. I have some guitar tech stuff I have to do in town. So for the videos that are coming out, I might not be in the live premiere, but I appreciate all of you checking it out. Got some super fun videos this week. It's going to be great. Thank you once again. Thank you especially to anybody that contributed in the super chat and stuff like that. That helps me continue to just pump out more content and to spend more time on this. And if you don't want to contribute that way, but you still want to, I do have a Patreon down here. I've got some bonuses that are thrown in that if you do contribute, you'll get some extras. You get to see the videos early as well. So, but like I've said, and we talked about in this live stream, it's not necessary. I'm never going to ask you guys for money to see this content. So I'm going to take a peek at the chat one more time. And then I'm going to go spend the rest of the day with my wife. Have a good afternoon. Jaker, I've already seen those Rammstein videos in Paris. Death Clock, love it. Carcass, I actually saw live in Nashville maybe 5 or 6 years ago with Obituary, and it was awesome, and they sounded phenomenal. Satyricon, that's probably another one I got to get to. All right, I'm caught up, guys. I'm going to go spend the rest of the day with Claire. Thank you so much for being here. This was a blast. New videos tomorrow, and then we'll probably see you again next Sunday for this. Actually, if I hit 30K before then, which I think is a good possibility, we'll have another live stream. If I hit 30K in the next 2 days, I won't be able to do one because I will be guitar teching and working, but I will do it Wednesday if that's the case. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. I absolutely love this. Thank you for all of your support, the views, the subscribes, the sharing. This is an absolute blast. I never would have thought this would turn into this, but I love it. So enjoy the rest of your day. I will have new videos tomorrow, and I will be back here on Sunday. Have a great day. Actually, stealing from Chase's line, have a damn good day.